What up, YouTube? It's your boy Carter TV, and I'm back with part 2 of Prison School. Prison School, alright, now, part 2, the 5 kids are sitting in the lunchroom amongst themselves. They're the newbies. All the other kids are looking, all the other kids are watching them, and then you got some kids eyeing. Now, in this prison school, you got pedophiles, you got killers, you got thieves, you got snakes. All these kids in this school try to get a behavioral difference. You know what I'm saying? There's different age brackets. So you got between the ages of 8 to 10, you got the ages between 11 to 13, and then you got 14 to 17. You know what I'm saying? So each of them was separated among the brackets. Dan went with his age group. Julissa went with her age group. Justin went with his age group. Jake and Brittany was in the age group. 4 of the kids were stationed together. No, 2 of the 5 were stationed together. Another 2 were stationed due to the age bracket. Daniel was the only one who was by himself in his group. He was the youngest of the group. He went in there and his whole aura of gang went out the window. He went in there and he was shook out his ass. A lot of them mentality changed because of the kids, the way they were staring them down. You know what I'm saying? The only one who really stood their ground was Brittany. Brittany was the oldest bunch. So she went with the group between 14 and 17. So when they sat together, you know what I'm saying, they was all trying to get a question of who they was. They introduced themselves. I'm Daniel, I'm Julissa, I'm Justin, I'm Jake, I'm Brittany. So they all looked at Jake and was like, Jake, you're a female. He was like, I'm classified as a male, I'm a transgender. So that was on the table. Daniel didn't know what a transgender was. He was still a young boy. He was like, what's a transgender? So Jake was just like, I'm not comfortable with who I am. I was born a female, but I want to be a male. So I'm transgendering over. So he was like, oh. So Daniel was just like, how's that going to happen? Like, he was just like, over time, Daniel, over time. You're still young. You'll have to learn some things. So the kids are sitting down amongst each other, eating and talking. And, you know, what happens now is each of the kids, you know, from a different age group come to the table and try to get them to come sit amongst their group. They're sitting at a table that belongs to the top dog in the school. This girl named Wendy is the top dog. She's one of the older group, but she's the younger, one of the young ones. She's the age of 14 and she's running the whole school. She got the shit on smash. She got whoever in her pocket. She got the guards on it. And she also know how to move around school. She's been there since she was about 8 years old. If you wanted to get touched, Wendy was going to get you touched. You know what I'm saying? Their first day encounter with Whitney was not a good one. So Whitney's coming in the lunchroom. She's coming in the lunchroom. The 5 of them at her seat. The 5 of them at her table. They're at her table. And she like, what the fuck is this? Get them out of there. So she tell her goons, get them out of there. Brittany stands up for all of them. It's like, we not going over here. It's a bunch of other tables. Go sit somewhere the fuck else and brush the goon off. So Whitney come over. She said, excuse me, you must be new here. She was polite with her. You must be new here. This is my table. And as you can see, if you look around, you notice none of the other kids are sitting here. So she was like, Brittany was like, so if none of the kids are sitting here, so that means your ass can go sit with them other kids is too. So the whole lunchroom got quiet. It got real quiet. Everybody started looking. It got so dramatically quiet, the lunch ladies was looking and she dropped some eggs on the kid's tray. She was like, what's your name, girl? She was like, I ain't tell you my fucking name. So get your little young ass out my face as Brittany stood over. She said, you must not know who I am. She's like, little bitch, I don't give a fuck who you is. Your little ass don't scare me. Get the fuck from in front of me before you get dropped. So Jake was like, yo, back up. She's like, oh, this your little boyfriend trying to rescue you? You two motherfuckers? And I guess they got word. He was like, those are the two older ones. Oh, you belong in my class. This is not a good way to meet. For the rest of you who don't know, my name is Wendy. This is my fucking school. I run shit here. And due to the fact that your friend wanna pop off at the mouth, whatever happened with her, happened in all fucking 5 years. So Justin was like, you mad at her, so you take it out on the rest of us? What kind of fucking foolery shit is this going on? He said, this is my fucking school. This is my motherfucking table. She like, I run shit here. You're fucking guest here. So Danny was just like, come on, guys, let's just go, let's just go. Jaleesa was like, Danny, what you mean, let's go? We was eating here first. There's other tables she can eat at. So one of her goons go, well, in case you ain't just heard, this is our table. She said, no, don't say no more. Enough is enough. I'm tired of going back and forth with you fucking peasants. You will be dealt with. And she walks off. So that little encounter happened. The 5 of them was like, yo. Jake was like, yo, we gonna have to hold each other down more. Everybody already gonna have their eye on us. So Brittany was just like, nah, y'all gotta look out for each other. I can't look out for no little kids, man. He's like, Brittany, we gonna need each other. We gonna need each other. Nah, I gotta hold down my own. I gotta hold down my own. So the following few days, right, each of them started really sitting with their group afterwards. And each day went on, something was happening to each one of them. Danny was getting jumped. Jaleesa was getting her shit missing. Justin was getting feces thrown on him. Brittany got her hair cut while she was sleeping. They took her panties, cut them, put holes in them. They took Jake's hormone pills, crunched them shits up and threw them shits in the toilet. They was getting all types of shit done to them. In the lunchroom, they was getting hit with garbage pails, and they was getting in trouble for every little thing that was going on. Cause of Wendy. She runs shit. The guards didn't even fuck with them. It got to the point where shit was getting out of control real fast for these 5. Danny was getting jumped. Justin was getting made fun of. Jake was losing his hormones. Brittany was fighting Danny, everybody on the unit. Jaleesa was kind of quiet, so she was kind of playing back the scene, but she was also, you know, getting bothered with too. It got to the point where motherfuckers was really trying them on a regular day basis. After being there after 3 months of being, you know, bullied, you know, made fun of and all that, they was getting sick and tired of it. And shit had to get done with Whitney. So they was trying to get in touch with Brittany, but there was no avail. You know what I'm saying? Brittany had a fight in the group with the 2 big girls in her class group. And they beat Brittany down. They put her in the infirmary. Wendy came by to visit her and almost tried to suffocate her. But she didn't make it through because Daniel just so happened to be there at the time and he saw what was going on. And when they saw Daniel, they stopped. And they scattered, saving Brittany's life. So Daniel rushed over, you alright? You alright? Like, I'm good. So the guard came, what's going on in here? What's going on in here? Daniel was about to snitch and then Brittany stopped him. He's like, nothing. He was like, what you mean nothing? They tried to suffocate her. She was like, no, Daniel, no. Daniel marked himself by snitching. And that's a street code. That's something he should know. He's like, oh, Wendy and her fucking crew, I saw with my own eyes. She's like, Daniel, what are you doing? You sure about that? God was looking at him funny. Because I guess Daniel didn't know the rules there. He's like, alright. So the warden grabbed Brittany up through her in a little isolated room. She was in there for about a week. And her accomplices, Daniel snitched. The warden was so fucking grimy. Like, she was just real. She was a bitch. You feel me? And she basically came by the room where Whitney was locked up in for that week and was like, the only reason why you in here because you got a little snitch, and you know who I know, you know who it is. So Whitney was like, all right, enough said. So boom, her time in the hole, Brittany was developing a plan on how to get Danny. She wanted him to know snitches get stitches in this motherfucker. So what happens now is the warden sees all five of them. She sees all five of them, and this has been 3 months they've been there. Mind you, Brittany was supposed to have been out already. You feel me? She was supposed to have been out already. She was supposed to have been in there only a month because she was turning 18. So what the warden did was blocked her way of getting out of there. Told her the birthday didn't come. She just turned 17, keeping her in there. And Brittany knew she was supposed to get out of there, but she didn't. She was kind of wondering what shit was going on. You feel what I'm saying? So the warden seen all five of them. And she told me, this is my school. I run shit here. And since you motherfuckers been here, y'all ain't caused nothing but trouble. Then you like, we ain't do shit. We the ones that getting in trouble for it. So she smacked him. Poof. Right, then you got up. So he was like, bitch, who the fuck you think you hitting on? Then his inner savage started to rise again. You know what I'm saying? That's when the guard took his nightstick and straight got him in his stomach. Boom. Then you got up, punched the guard in his dick, right? Jake and them was stunned because they was like, they thought Danny was a little punk. His inner savage started to come alive, slowly but surely. He snapped back when he realized what he did. So when the guard was about to strike him again, the warden stopped him. It's okay, we're gonna handle this one. He's got something else coming for him. So Brittany was like, why the fuck am I still? I turned 18 2 months ago. So she walks up to Brittany and was like, no, you're my bitch now. If I want you here, I'll keep you here as long as I want. So the kids didn't get visits for those 3 months they was there because all the shit that was going on. You know what I'm saying? They had stopped all their visits, all their phone calls. Some days they went out without food. They had to survive. Brittany realized this shit. For enough for her to get out this motherfucker, she had to take what's hers. She was going after the warden. So, the warden, before she left him, right? If I want you gone, or if I bother you, you be gone. But for right now, you're my new bitches. You're gonna serve me, and you're gonna do what the fuck I said, right? You're gonna do what the fuck I said. So they was just like, what the fuck is this shit, right? So after that, four of them stopped getting picked on. Brittany stopped getting picked on. Justin stopped getting picked on. Jake stopped getting picked on. And Julissa stopped getting picked on. Then on the other hand, they stopped messing with him, but when Wendy got out, shit changed real quick. The four of them was at lunch. They was finally getting to eat. And Brittany was like, you know what, you was right, Jake. We do gotta stick together. Shit in here is getting crazy. I'm supposed to have been gone already. Ain't shit gonna change in this school. This shit is corrupt. Bad, right? This shit is really corrupt. Like, the warden got everybody in the palm of her hand. Then you got Whitney, they got the fucking guards. We gotta watch each other's own back in here. So Jake was like, I was trying to tell you, man. Jake was like, I'm sick of this shit. I wanna go home. Right. Lisa's like, guys, what are we gonna do? I don't know, but when Daniel get here, we're gonna figure out something. And Daniel was on his way to the lunchroom for lunch when one of the girls that he liked stopped him. Hey, Daniel, come in. He was like, what's up? Hey, you want to do something? This girl was about 10 years old, same age as Daniel, but she was a little fast-ass girl. So she was like fondling his private area. You want to go do a little something? Arousing him up. Leading him off. When he gets to a place with the girl, a guard is there. And the dog waiting. So She like, Daniel, get undressed, right? Get undressed. So he like, what for? Like, you know what we about to do. We about to do grown people stuff, right? So then he was like, what? So she started fondling his private area even more, getting him to arouse himself. So then he went with it, right? In the midst of him taking off his clothes, the guard popped out from behind him. And he's like, you thought this was over, little bastard? So he looked and was like, oh shit, bitch, right? The little girl went back toward the lunchroom. And as she went back into the lunchroom, she looked at the four of them. And the four of them looked at her. It's like, and then she did like a little smirk and kept going. The guard raped Dan, penetrate his little manhood and raped that boy. And left him there. Raped that boy and then beat on him. Then he was scourging over, hurting bad. So Brittany was like, that was weird. We gotta go find Daniel. So the four of them decided to get up, right? When they tried to get up, some of the kids blocked their way. So Junisa decided to start a food fight. She started a food fight. Justin, Jake, and Brittany managed to get up out of there. She started the food fight so they can get up out of there. And they were searching for Daniel, right? And Justin manages to hear him. Guys, I found him. Oh my God. What he seen was this boy completely naked, bruised up, and bleeding out his ankle. So they got him to the infirmary and shit. And Justin died hours later from his injuries. You know what I'm saying? Died from his injuries. And the four of them was just like in disbelief. They found him and shit was real. You know what I'm saying? On account of that happened, Daniel was supposed to have a visit that day and get a chance to. So the warden explained to the family that his injuries was due to kids jumping on him and all that. She didn't tell her parents what really happened to him. She just told me he got jumped and we found him hours later and he died in the infirmary. So when the other four kids finally got a visit, the parents was kind of upset with them for waiting so long to have this visit. But the kids were trying to explain to them, like, yo, this school is wicked, it's wilding. One of the little boys who came in here would die. The only one who actually opened up to listen was Justin's dad. Justin's dad was listening to him talk and he realized Justin's whole demeanor changed. His fingernails wasn't painted. He was doing his push-ups. He was toning up his body. And the dad was just like, what brought all this change in a matter of 3 months? And he was like, Dad, I've been going through a fucking lot in here. I've been going through a lot. I've been getting jumped, picked on, feces thrown at me, all types of shit. I wasn't expecting this from the fucking prison school. You sent me to hell. He said, no, I sent you to somewhere behavioral. The guards beat us. They killed a friend of mine in here. So he was like, what? Yeah. 5 of us came in here, but so far only 4 of us have left. He was like, what are you talking about? He told his father to come closer. This one kid in here that came with us, Daniel, he got raped. There. And the father's sitting there like, nah, you playing something. It's not a joke. Like, the father didn't believe him until he started to shed a tear. He shed one tear. He was like, this is the last time you're gonna see me cry. Because now I see that my own fucking father won't believe me. I'm gonna show you though. I'm gonna survive this fucking school by any means necessary. When I get out, I don't wanna ever see you again. So he was like, Justin, wait. So the father goes to the warden. He goes to the warden. He's like, what's this I'm hearing? Some kid in here got raped. The warden's like, what? Ain't no kid in here get raped. My son just told me. You out here letting these kids get raped? You let a kid die in here? I want my son up out of here as soon as possible. So she was like, well, you know, he's in here till he gets his behavior properly. That's the agreement we made. So she blocks his way of getting his son out. She said, "What's this little boy's name? What's his family?" So his name was Daniel Hernandez. It's a tragic loss. So the warden tried to play it cool. So I'm saying, tried to play it cool. Daniel's dad told his family what had happened, and he also told the other families what's been going on at the school, or the other 3 kids, and told them to get some lawyers, and we gotta help our children. The Hernandez family was shocked to hear this because they was told that he was jumped. No. Justin's dad told the family, get the autopsy report. Get the report, find out what happened to your son. So they did just that, and they found out what had happened. He was sodomized. He was raped and shit in there. On the report, it say he was jumped. Then he got raped by 3 of the prison guards. You know what I'm saying? He got raped by 3 of them. 3 of them was in there. They took turns on his little ass, and then they beat on him. After that, the other 3 see they folks, and was like, our family didn't believe us. He said, neither my dad either. But you know what? We gonna hold this shit down for Bean. We getting the fuck out this school. That's part 2. Prison school. It's your boys Carter TV, y'all. I'm out, man.